Hey, how's everybody doing? Just want to do a quick review of two Adam Green flicks here. We have Frozen on the left and Hatchet 2 on the right. Two of his most recent flicks he's released within the last 2 years. Let's get into Frozen. I have not opened this yet. I have seen it a couple times, so that's why it's still in the package. This is a good little flick. There's no serial killer. There's no monster. The villain is Mother Nature herself. Group of kids, including Kevin Zegers, who you might remember from the Dawn of the Dead remake a few years back. He's in this, as well as Emma Bell, who you will recognize from The Walking Dead. And coming up this Friday, Final Destination 5. So it looks like she's making a name for herself in the horror genre. Frozen basically is about a group of kids, two guys, one girl, to a couple and then a third party, who go to a ski resort to ski on a Sunday night, and they want to get up to the top because the whole day they've been behind little kids and they haven't really enjoyed the day of skiing, so they want to go for one final run where they have the whole mountain to themselves. So they bribe a guy who's actually Kane Hodder, I believe, who you remember he played Jason in Friday the 13th, 7, 8, 9, and 10. They bribe him. He's a ski lift operator to let them up on the slope late at night. It's a Sunday night. He's supposed to stick around. He says he'll stick around till they get back. He won't leave them up there. They'll just have the mountain. They'll come back. They'll go home. They'll have a nice life. Well, apparently this guy forgets. Kane Hodder forgets because his buddy comes along and tells him to check something out. And he totally neglects to tell this guy that there's kids on the lift. Because he tells him, oh, there's three up there, and ironically, three kids who aren't our main characters come down, and he believes that those are the last three kids, when in fact the main characters are just going up the mountain. So he shuts it down because he's unaware that these three kids are still going up there. They're still on the ski lift. They're not even at the top of the mountain yet. He shuts it down, and apparently I've never been skiing, but I have heard that some places, when they close on Sunday, they don't reopen till that following Friday, so they're closed for, what is that, about five and a half days. No activity, nobody comes to look at the ski slope or whatever. So anyways, these kids are traveling up, what they think is going to be a final run. They're gonna come down. The guy shuts it off. They're literally, I want to say, maybe like 100 feet in the air when it shuts off, and it's freezing out, it's snowing, hence the title Frozen. They're stuck on the ski lift, all three of them. They're yelling and screaming. Nobody's there. The whole mountain shuts down at this point. There's nobody in sight. There's absolutely nobody. That's the premise of the movie. How are they going to get down? What are they going to do to get down? It's just a thriller. Is it a horror flick? I don't know. Is it a thriller? Yeah, definitely. Because you're on your, at least I was on my seat, no pun intended, the whole time. I was literally on the edge of my seat for the whole 90 minutes for this flick. Because it's three characters, they're on a ski lift, it's freezing outside, there's nowhere to go. What do? There's your script, there's your movie, and that entertains me for some reason. I'm impartial because I'm a huge Adam Green fan. And he wrote and directed this. But it's a great. I love this movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really, really did care for it. Looks like Ain't It Cool News agrees with me. Scary and intense. I loved it. So I'm with you, Harry Knowles from Ain't It Cool News, right there. There are some parts that really don't add up because there's wolves apparently on the ski mountain. It's a public ski mountain, but apparently there's killer wolves there that play a big role in the movie. Some of the things that the characters do don't really make sense. Like, why wouldn't you just tie all your clothes together and create kind of a rope type deal and just climb down and get to the ground? I think I said 100 feet earlier. Now that I'm thinking about it, it wasn't 100 feet. It was probably more like 60. One of the characters tries to jump, and apparently he's never learned how to fall because he lands right on his feet and he breaks his legs, and the wolves come and kill him in front of his girlfriend and his friend. Cool scene, stupid character. Then the wolves come back. They keep coming back and back and back. I mean, that part was, I mean, take it or leave it. But the rest of the movie was great. I would recommend this solely because it's Adam Green, and he is fucking phenomenal, writer and director in the horror genre. He's a true horror fan. You can tell, and he's from my hometown of Boston, so I mean, I can't complain with that. Definitely check Frozen out. I think it's streaming on Netflix, but you can pick up the Blu-ray for fairly cheap at Best Buy or Walmart or something. It's definitely, and the Blu-ray looks great too. It's got commentary. It's got a couple featurettes. Check it out. I'd recommend that. That's Frozen. Adam Green wrote and directed. Came out 2010. Next flick, sticking with Adam Green fashion, is Hatchet 2. For those of you not familiar, Hatchet really kind of was the rebirth, for me at least personally, of the horror genre. Kane Hodder, who is also in Frozen, plays Victor Crowley, who, similar to Jason, kind of has a fucked up backstory where kids picked on him. Halloween night, they're dressed up in their mask. 3 little kids. They go and they're gonna burn down Victor Crowley's house when he was a kid because he's demented and he's mentally handicapped. The father comes home, sees this going on, sees his house on fire, sees his son trapped. Who is played by Kane Hodder as well. So you get two Kane Hodders in this. You get Kane Hodder as Victor Crowley, the killer, and you get Kane Hodder as the father of young Victor Crowley. How awesome can that be? I mean, if you're a Kane Hodder fan, then this is your movie. Anyways, so the father, Kane Hodder, tries to get his son out. In the process, he uses a hatchet to try to knock down the door. Unfortunately, Victor Crowley's pressed up against the door. The hatchet hits his head, and he believes he killed his son. And his son is just deformed, and the father goes into relapse, and he just feels awful for doing this. And that's pretty much Victor Crowley's backstory. It takes place in New Orleans, in the bayous of New Orleans, and that's Victor Crowley's land. Similar to how Jason's land is Crystal Lake, well, Victor Crowley has the New Orleans bayous here. In this one, you get Danielle Harris, who you'll remember from Halloween 4 and 5, as the niece of Michael Myers as a little kid. You also remember her from Halloween, the reboot with what's his face, Rob Zombie's Halloween. She was in that, and Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's reboot as well. Well, we get her here as the main character. It picks up right where the first one left off. And it's Danielle Harris is replacing a different actress, which I was thankful for because, it's always fun to look at Danielle Harris. Anyways, and this Tony Todd, who you'll know from the Candyman himself, and he's been in a couple Final Destination flicks. Most notably Candyman. He was in Wishmaster, but his famous role is Candyman. He was in Night of the Living Dead, the reimagining in the 90s, but anyways, he's in it, and he plays like this weird guy that owns a voodoo shop, and he's got some backstory with Victor Crowley. So anyways, at the beginning of this movie, Danielle Harris comes and says, "Oh, Victor Crowley, I just ran into him, da-da-da-da-da, we need to kill him, he's still out there. He killed my father and my brother, her father was Robert Englund from Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger, who's also in the first one, which is pretty cool. So she wants to find out what happened to her dad, and she finds out this guy killed her dad and her brother. She went to search for him in the first one, which is the premise of the first one. Her in a tour boat, they all get slaughtered. She gets away. She's going to tell the town, listen, we got to deal with this guy now. So the town gets together. Tony Todd holds this conference. All these ex-Marines, guys, they want to make a quick buck. They go out on a boat to try to kill Victor Crowley. Big mistake. Victor Crowley just fucking brutalizes the shit out of these guys. And when I mean brutalize, I'm talking about he's ripping off faces. He he's burning people. I mean, the creative kills in this are just genius. The way they some of these kills in this movie, and there's a very very high body count, which is always fun to watch. My favorite kill is what the two of the people that go to try to kill him decide, hey, we're in this serial killer's monsters neck of the woods. We're about to kill him, but let's stop and have sex real quick. That seems like a good idea to do now in the dirty swamp. So they get together, they're having sex. Well, here comes Victor. The guy's behind. Victor Crowley comes, chops the guy's head off. He does kind of like this chicken thing where his body gyrates after his head gets cut off. The girl thinks that he's still back there. She turns around, his head's gone. Very very cool scene. I can't say enough. I can't say enough about these movies and what Adam Green is doing with the horror genre. He's just doing it his way. He's a horror fan making horror movies, and you'll see that all these reviews, gore, great quality. Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, and Jason Voorhees ain't got nothing on Hatchet 2's Victor Crowley. I mean, Victor Crowley is becoming at least a cult horror icon. They probably need to make a couple more flicks to actually have him walk that territory, with Freddy Krueger and Jason, which I believe they're in pre-production on Hatchet 3 right now. I mean, these movies are great. Highly recommend it. I just can't say enough about Hatchet 2. If you're in the gore, if you're into monsters, if you're in the Kane Hodder, if you're into Danielle Harris, if you're in the Tony Todd, if you're into just a good old let's get a bunch of people together and just fucking kill them. No subplots. It's not complicated. It's aimed at a specific audience. Adam Green knows what horror is. He knows what slasher horror fans want, and he delivers. Just a great flick. Highly recommend it. So there we have it. We have Hatchet 2, Adam Green, and Frozen. Both Adam Green. Terrific. Put Hatchet in, put Hatchet 2 in, put Frozen in. You got yourself about 6 hours of entertainment from a director who's fastly making a name in the horror genre. So there it is. Frozen and Hatchet 2. All right, take care.